All right, so let's talk about it. That endless cycle of debt and how to finally break free and build some real, actual wealth. This isn't just some textbook theory, okay? This system was born from somebody who hit absolute rock bottom and clawed his way back. And he left a roadmap for the rest of us.
So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You grind it out all month long, that paycheck finally hits your account, and then, poof, it just vanishes, right? Swallowed up by bills and rent and all those EMIs. And what are you left with? Just a whole lot of stress. Yeah, if that hits close to home, listen, you are definitely not alone. Millions and millions of people are stuck in that exact same trap. But here's the good news. This is also the story of a guy named Dave Ramsey, someone who went through all of that, and he actually figured out a way out.
So picture this. In his 20s, Dave Ramsey was a real estate rock star. I mean, a net worth in the crores, all built on bank loans. He had the flashy cars, the giant houses, you name it. But, and this is a big but, it was all a house of cards. And when those EMIs all came knocking at the same time, the whole thing just collapsed. He lost everything, went bankrupt. He was so broke, he was worried about how to pay his kids' school fees. And it was right there, at the bottom, that a whole new way of thinking about money was born. And from that experience, he had this huge aha moment. He realized, you know what? People don't really take out loans to become rich. They do it to look rich fast. And that simple idea, that gets right to the core of the whole problem.
I mean, this contrast just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the outside, yeah, you've got the brand new phone, maybe some nice shoes, a new car, but what's the reality on the inside? For so many, it's a bank account hovering near zero, this constant undercurrent of stress, and that heavy, heavy weight of EMIs. It's just an illusion of wealth. It's not the real deal. Okay, so how do we get out of this mess? Well, we start by building up our defenses. Think of this first phase as financial first aid. It's all about creating a stable foundation so you can finally stop the bleeding. All right, baby step 1, the starter emergency fund. This is your first move. We're talking about a small buffer, maybe 70,000 to 1 lakh rupees. And look, this is not for investing. This is purely for those uh-oh moments in life. There's a story that illustrates this perfectly. A guy named Ravi has a bike accident. The hospital bill is 1 lakh. He's got no savings, so what does he do? He has to swipe the credit card, which just digs the hole deeper. This little fund, it stops that from happening. You see, that starter fund is your first wall. Because when every little surprise bill forces you to borrow more money, you're just trapped. There's a line from the source that really hits hard. Living on EMI is modern slavery. It just chains you to those monthly payments.
Okay, once you've got that small emergency fund, it's time to go on the attack. This is baby step 2, the debt snowball. Here's the game plan. You list out every single one of your debts from the smallest to the largest. You keep paying the minimums on all of them, but you take every extra rupee you can find and you hammer that smallest debt. Once it's gone, poof, you take the money you were paying on it and roll it over to the next smallest one. It's all about building momentum. There was this working mom, Priyanka, who used this exact strategy to wipe out locks in debt in only 4 years. It works.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, shouldn't I pay off the loan with the highest interest rate first? And yeah, mathematically, you're right. But here's the secret sauce. Personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% math. Getting those quick wins by knocking out the small debts, that builds your confidence, it builds momentum, and that's the fuel that's going to keep you in the fight. All right, so once you're debt-free, everything changes. The game completely flips. You're no longer playing defense, you're on offense. Phase 2 is where we go from just surviving to actually building real long-term wealth. And the first move on offense is to build a fortress. This is baby step 3, a fully funded emergency fund. This is way bigger than that starter fund. This is your financial bunker. We're talking 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved up. This is what protects you from the big stuff. Remember Ravi? When he lost his job during COVID, he had nothing. This fund is the shield that makes sure a major crisis like a job loss doesn't turn into a complete financial disaster. So your fortress is built. Now it's really time to attack. Baby step 4, invest 15% of your income. And just to be clear, this isn't emergency money. This is wealth building money. This is for your future, for retirement, for real freedom. And you want to know the secret weapon here? It's something called compound interest. It's your new best friend. It's just the simple, powerful idea of your money making money and then that money starting to make its own money. Look, it's not some get-rich-quick thing. It's slow, it can be boring, but it's disciplined, and it builds incredible life-changing wealth over time.
So what does that really mean in real numbers? Well, check this out. If you invest just 10,000 rupees a month and you get a pretty standard 12% return, over 25 years, that could grow to more than 1.6 crore. Let that sink in. That's the mind-blowing power of just starting and sticking with it.
Okay, let's get to the final phase. This is where you go from being just financially secure to being financially powerful. This is about locking in your future and starting to think about your legacy.
Baby step 5 is all about the next generation, saving for your kids' education. The whole point is to give them a launch pad in life, to let them start their own journey without a mountain of debt. Think about Vijay's story. He dreamed of his daughter becoming a doctor, but when she got in, he had to take out this huge loan that he's still paying off. A little bit of planning now prevents a whole lot of pain later.
So, you've taken care of the kid's future. Now it's time to face the final boss for most of us, that home loan. It's time to pay it off and pay it off early because, let's be honest, you might have the keys in your hand, but as long as that loan exists, the bank is the one who really owns your house.
And the true cost? It's just staggering. I mean, look at this. For a 50 lakh home loan stretched out over 30 years, you could easily end up paying back 1.6 crores. That is more than 3 times what the house originally cost. The only way to find real peace of mind is when those 4 walls are truly yours, free and clear. So how do you actually do it? Simple. Every single extra payment you can make directly to the principal, that's the original loan amount, slashes the time on your loan and saves you a fortune in interest. Get a bonus at work? Get a raise? Don't upgrade your car, upgrade your EMI. And please do not fall for that old tax benefit myth. It makes no sense to pay 10 lakh in interest just to save 1.5 lakh in taxes. That's a losing game every single time. And that brings us to the final step, the very top of the mountain. This is where we figure out what all this hard work, all this sacrifice, what it was really for.
Baby step 7. The final step is to build wealth and give. See, the ultimate goal here isn't just a life of luxury. It's about having the power to change your life, sure, but also your family's life and the lives of people you may never even meet. It's about reaching a point where your money is working so hard for you that you are finally free to work on what truly matters to you. There's this amazing story about a couple, Sudhir and Pooja. Just 5 years ago, they were absolutely drowning in debt. Today, they're completely debt-free, and they donate 1 lakh every single year to a local orphanage. They said something so powerful. They said, when we were in debt, our whole world shrank down to just our EMIs. Now we can actually change the world for other people. That's what real wealth is.
So there you have it. The path from debt to freedom is laid out right in front of you. And it really all comes down to one big question, doesn't it? Are you going to spend the rest of your life running after money, or are you finally going to build a system where money starts running after you? The choice, as they say,